On this episode of Make or Break, everything changes. All roads have led to here, Volkswagen Technical College in Milton Keynes. I'm here with Lucien with his amazing 350Z from Tokyo Drift. But what we're unveiling is our doors to find out if they're real. Our fast and the furious Volkswagen Touran doors, all the way from sunny America, found in England. Sneak peek of that. No, watch the video. Welcome to Hard Up Garage. So let's start at the beginning. This story goes back to May this year when I bought a pair of doors from probably the most hated car in the Fast and the Furious saga. That's right, the Hulk Touran from Tokyo Drift. But now it's taken quite a turn. This is my pal Lucien, and he's also a huge Fast and the Furious fan. Yep, that's the pair of us walking through Volkswagen Technical College here in England with a pair of doors in hand for one of the most unbelievable opportunities I have ever had. Yep, in this story we're going to compare them to a real car from the movie. Yep, you heard it right, it's happening right here on this video. Let's get to it. So I met this lovely gentleman Lucien here a while ago at Petrol Hedonism Live. And I'll tell you what, this guy here has one of the most iconic and film accurate
fairly film accurate, 90-ish%.
It is amazing, and it's a 350Z from Tokyo Drift, DK's car, right?
Yeah, the villain.
The
Not
villain.
many people, would sway more towards Han's RX-7, but for me, I'm all about being a little bit villainous and
I like that.
Doing that stuff.
And then obviously you saw that people weren't expecting me for bringing these bad boys down here, but when I saw these on Facebook Marketplace, I nearly melted because it's a car that in England are £500 throwaway car. They're not very iconic, they're not very wow cars, but in America you can't get them. So 100%. It is the holy grail of
100%. The best part about this is that today we brought something very unique, not only to England, but to the Volkswagen National Learning Centre, where we're really going to be finding something I think a lot of people don't know about.
Exactly.
It attaches that to uniqueness, and the fact that we've got these today is a big hint to what we could be looking at.
And hopefully, if all goes to plan, we can verify if these are real today. And with no further ado, let's do it.
Let's go.
So, an amazing welcome from the guys here at the Volkswagen Training Centre. And straight away, we met this lovely guy called Johnny. How you doing, Johnny?
Very well, yourself?
Thank you so much. I'm very, very excited. You see, if I could show you, the hairs are stood up on my arms. I'm excited. The doors are here. And this lovely man here is going to take us down a corridor to see the car in, where is it? Where is it stored?
It's stored in our technical training entry just down the road.
Doesn't that sound fancy? I'm so excited. And first of all, you've had a quick look at the doors and we're looking slightly positive, but only putting them next to the car will tell. And we're going to have a chat with Johnny in a minute, but let's go and have a look and check out this amazing car. Let's go. You didn't know you had to do this, did you? Oh, here we go. So first of all, I'll come around the car. I don't even want to look at it because I'm that excited. You got to understand, this is years and years in the making. I've been to the Tokyo Drift underground car park in Los Angeles that wasn't actually in Tokyo Drift, and we imagined where these cars were filmed, but I never ever thought in my wildest dreams we'd actually see it. And to have Lucien here with me as well is an absolute honour. A massive thanks to Volkswagen, a massive thanks to the Volkswagen Training Centre here in Milton Keynes, but let's go check it out.
Yeah, let's see how you do under pressure. Yeah, I've been wanting this forever. I've been in the field with whatever they throw at me. Brush it off, pick myself up, moving on to the better. Hey, yeah, ain't no errors, baby, it's a new.
So now you guys have had a sneak peek, let's get down to the nitty gritty and find out what this car is actually about. Come check this out, let's go have a look. Mate, it's remarkable. I mean, we've both wondered what's going on. We've both had some pretty crazy cars.
Yeah.
But this is ridiculous.
I mean, the fact that you can mould knuckles and a massive Hulk hand into a door, you just don't really think about that. Cars we see nowadays, even in modifications, it's very difficult, let alone to do a wide body kit. You can cut the arches, do this and that, and make sure that's level and straight and everything. But to think about putting Hulk hands into a car, it's just unbelievable.
It's mad. I mean, I'm not going to put my door next to this just yet. We're going to do that last. But in relation to the placement of my fist on the door, it looks pretty goddamn close. And the details on mine are very, very similar. Josh, should we get the door? Should we bring it over?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, that's.
So this is my first door. And first of all, one of the things you can notice is that my colour is a slightly lighter green. But we have a story for So first of all, we're going to look at the door and look at the placement of the fists. And what I'm seeing is you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 very sharp crevices. And on the video which I saw from the gentleman in Canada, is he said that they were one of the hardest things to replicate, is to replicate the exact part of the fist. But to me, even the placement of the fist
It's a thumb away, isn't it?
is a thumb away, and
Or a
the same
thumb
on
away.
a Sam thumb away. But to me, guys, I need someone at home to try and prove me wrong that this is not the door. Because what do you think?
Honestly, I think, let's put this into perspective. Not only have you now bought a door that has a Hulk hand in it, where else are you going to find that? Where else is it even going to come from? Let alone, it's not one of the most replicated builds that there is. Doesn't mean it's not cool.
It's not a Charger or an
It's not a
RX-7.
Charger,
Yeah.
RX-7, it's not a Supra, you know, it's not even a Veilside 350Z, but
They even sound the same.
exactly, I mean, that's always key. Material is always key.
It's ridiculous. So that looks real to me. I mean, we'll check the other. Should we check the other side as well?
Yeah,
while
let's
we're
go
here?
for it. Yeah,
Let's pop this one back. We're going to check the other side, and then what we'll do is we'll have a little look around at the car and check the slight modifications that this car has to a standard Volkswagen Touran. Because in America, I understand you lovely people stateside aren't lucky enough to have a Volkswagen Touran on the production line. But us UK chaps, we're lucky enough to share the production of this vehicle with Japan. And I think that's the reason why this car was chosen, because it very heavily matched, obviously, the Japanese market. If you could
I'll go around this way,
thank
sir.
you. Thank you, dude. So once again, we're just trying to line up these doors, and straight away you've got a beautiful crevice. Obviously, it's got some blisters on it, which I believe were also on this. But you're looking at the crevices, and we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you've got exactly the same, little caverns, should we say? And then the door, we're looking at exactly the same.
Best measurement I've ever seen. We bought Sam's box of tools today, and his measuring tape is either his thumb or his 2 fingers. So.
And this video, guys, is brought to you by the legends at Boxo Tools. So those guys have actually supplied me with measuring apparatus that are actually good. And if you'd like to buy yourself some Boxo Tools, please hit the link below. They've been a massive supporter of me, and without them, we wouldn't be building cars to the standard we are. So thank you, Boxo Tools. To me, that they look pretty.
To me, it's pretty difficult to find anything any inaccuracies about this at the moment, purely just because of the amount of crevices, as you mentioned.
Yeah.
The actual shape of the fist itself, it's very difficult to replicate the same thing if you
Just
don't
through
have
photos,
yeah, exactly. If you don't have the original, either the mold or the people who originally designed it doing the same thing.
What my vision was, which I'm going to grab that other door real quick, is I assumed through watching the film over and over and over again, not only in my lifetime, but since buying the doors, is that I assumed that the fist that was on the other door was reused on this door here, so that basically that fist there also goes on the back door that side, which doesn't look right. If we just drag this around the other side,
sure.
if you want to go your way, what I'm trying to sort of just explain is that I assume they reused some of the molds for this, and I think I'm wrong, because this door here is the door that I thought was replicated. If I lift that up and hold it like that, as you can see, I was assuming that this part here was the same, and it was copied from the other side. But as you can see, it is completely different. There is not one part that is the same. Not only are you getting the full knuckles completely raised on the door, but you're getting the full elongated fingers, which you can't see here, and they're different. So, you know, Volkswagen did not, and Universal Studios, did not go and go cheap on this and just try and replicate things side to side, because you don't look at both sides at the same time.
No, 100%.
But it just shows that my work is going to be a bit more cut out. So somehow, if any of you at home are a 3D designer that can laser scan these, we want to work with Volkswagen to make this car as accurate as possible. And this car is one of the original 3 cars in the world, and we appreciate that. But there are parts on this car that we can't replicate without your help. If you're a 3D printer company, or if you have the tools to laser copy this, we would really appreciate your help in making a replica that's right. Because me and Lucian here, we've gone out of our way over the years to build Fast and Furious cars, Fast and Furious replicas. I've had a few real ones.
Yeah.
But my main priority is to do the Fast and Furious franchise justice. We've got to do it right.
100%. I mean, you know, when I was doing my replica, or tribute for now, we'll call it, the only person I really wanted to know what to do with it, you know, because some people who have recreated it abroad or in America or in Europe have done the decals of the scarab on both sides. And I was like, for photo opportunities and stuff like this, it could be really cool. But
It's not right.
No, it's not right. So I contacted the one and only Craig Lieberman and said to him, what do you think I should do? He said, if you're going to do it right. So if we're going to do this, or if you're going to do this, it's going to be done right.
And that's it. And I reached out to Craig Lieberman, who's a good friend of mine. I managed to get him to Petroheadism Underground this year, which is an amazing thing. And he is an encyclopedia of Fast and Furious knowledge. And when I reached out to him, I said, I bought this. He said, go and throw him in the, fucking bin. So I had to beat that. I do apologise, ladies and gentlemen. But he told me to dispose of them quickly because this car should have never made the screen, let alone made Fast and Furious history.
There we go. I mean, it's also interesting to see Volkswagen in a Japanese JDM-centric movie as well.
Exactly.
So how can it not be any cooler? You know, people nowadays, what they chase is uniqueness and exclusivity, and to get that, I'm gonna chuck a VW Touran in a Tokyo Drift film. Like, it's amazing.
I went over it earlier. Tourans weren't actually available in America at all. They never produce these vehicles in America. So when the gentleman in Canada designed one of these, he imported it from the UK or from Japan.
Yeah. And
for me now, these cars are very easy to get. They're very cheap and they're very disposable. So the parts themselves are very cheap as well. So I think building this car is going to be easy, but there's parts I've noticed. I think I'm going to have to grab Johnny from the Volkswagen Group here to go through some ideas and tell us the whole story behind it, and basically show us a few of the identified markers of showing what the exterior of this car should look like.
100%. He's going to be the next best thing, or the best thing currently that we have, or you have, to making sure that when this car goes into the build phase, it's going to be the best thing possible.
So when we hit Petroheadism Underground next year, when we unveil it, in the Fast and the Furious section,
100%.
this is going to be the home ground.
It's got to be. I'm going to say this is going to be better than the Vale Cycle.
Oh, I'm buzzing. I'm so excited. Right, we're going to head over to Johnny real quick. We're going to mic him up and we're going to go over the history of where this car came from, what state it was in, and the reason why the colour is sticking out. It's been an amazing experience so far, and it was amazing to analyse the doors against the real car. But we got some questions for you. This is Johnny Connolly from Volkswagen Training Centre here in Milton Keynes.
Yeah.
How are you today, mate? You alright?
Very good.
Absolutely buzzing. I mean, first of all, we brought the doors to you, and your face kind of lit up a little bit. I could see a little bit of a twink. Are they real? And you've looked at these doors, you've been around the back of them, you've looked at different parts. How sure are you they're real or fake? What are you thinking?
So, I mean, I've known this vehicle here behind me for the last 15 years, right? And we've had some time playing with it, stripping it down.
Yep.
And I've seen the insides of the doors, I've seen the paint off.
Yep.
I'm looking at these knuckles on here now, even the way that the paint's blistering on the knuckles is exactly the same as what happened to this very vehicle before we restored it. So I am probably 99%
Come on!
certain that they are.
Hell yeah!
There is one little telltale as well to help with the provenance on the doors. It's the date stamp on the back. I don't know if you've seen that yet.
No.
So there's a date stamp on the back.
No
of the door.
way.
Yeah, there's a
Are
date
you
stamp.
joking? Because
No, I wish I was.
Neil?
There's a date stamp just behind here. All right. You got there 2004. So the doors fit the period of when.
are you freaking kidding me?
So I thought you might like that, you know.
That is amazing. Did yours have a red cross on the inside at all? Not sure.
I can't quite remember.
Okay. But your rivets matched, basically.
Yeah, they were
okay.
all riveted on from the outside, and then they were filleted and smoothed into the paintwork. But yeah, even the colour on the inside, you know, that reflex silver colour, ours are exactly the same. Very much paint around the door cards, very much paint around the components without removing too much. Ours are exactly the same. There's still some remnants of this colour on our vehicle as well, just for posterity, you know.
I like that. One question I did have for you. So I assume, and I could be wrong, that these are blow moulded handles, but they don't. When you give them a slight tap, they feel a bit more solid than them. You know what I mean by blow moulding?
Yeah, I get it, but I don't think they are. Like ours are definitely like a carbon fibre reinforced plastic.
Really? Okay.
So when you took them off, you could see the weaving.
Oh wow.
You know, we used to use this as a training vehicle and putting on the ramps over the years. The knuckles got a little bit of a pounding, and you could see all the weaving and everything inside them.
because they feel quite solid.
They feel very solid, yeah.
Okay. So that was where we were wondering, because you know how like a helmet's made, you have like a blown mould and it blows the plastic into its form. And then the reason I saw the rivets, I kind of assumed it was like a blown mould that was riveted in place. But obviously it looks as though we've got something a little bit more in depth there, so I think that's quite important. I looked at them because I assumed the handles were replicated on both sides, and they're not. They're all completely individual.
Absolutely.
Colour. Okay.
Yeah.
You just mentioned that this colour, you've still got shades of this colour left in the car.
Yeah.
And I take it that means that this has had a colour change slightly.
Yeah, so this car's had a bit of a hard life. You see, it's trained thousands of apprentices probably over the years. And it was left outside in the sun and it faded. It really faded.
Yeah.
So that's actually quite a nice colour on there. But yeah, it really faded down. Trying to colour match that, it was really difficult because it's standard. You know, there isn't the VW Hulk colour in the palette. It doesn't exist.
So this is a one-of-one colour in the world?
I think so, yes.
Wow, and you did like a spectrum kind of
yeah,
test
we
on
got a
it?
spectrometer on it. We went to some of the big manufacturers and they just couldn't bring back a colour that would match. So we suspect it was a totally custom colour. So.
That is amazing. So first of all, we found out our doors are real. Second of all, we found out the colour is unique. But third of all, how bad a state was this car? Because we've had amazing viewers. I mean, the photos of my doors being put up against the fence got over 6 million interactions. So thank you, each and every one of you. But what kind of state was your car in? Because it looks pretty fantastic right now.
Yeah, there's been an awful lot of support and investment from VW UK, but it was pretty soft itself, to be fair. All the vinyls on there, they were all peeling and cracked.
Talk about the vinyls, the sticker here.
Yeah, the sticker on the front of that was all cracked and it was totally ruined through UV degradation. The paint totally faded. It had a load of sort of inclusions in there from just sitting outside.
Yeah.
Not only that, like I say, it was a training vehicle. It was used to help train the technicians of the future. And you know, brakes, wheels, suspension, the whole thing was taken apart. There wasn't much left, so we literally give it back to our apprentices to go and rebuild the vehicle and put it back together as best as we can. So it's got a new brake system on there. It's got start, stops, and goes, which is a great story, right? But now, yeah, it is where it is now. It was horrendous before.
Wow. One of the other questions I had is obviously the English market. The market was swarmed by PD engines. A lot of these cars are 2-litre diesels in them. That's what most of them had in the UK. But in Japan, where I kind of feel this car may have originated from, obviously it was made there probably, was it? In Japan? I'm not sure.
Can't remember. I thought it was Wolfsburg.
Wolfsburg, okay. One of the main things we wanted to know is that if this vehicle went to Japan, which a lot of them did, yes, it wouldn't have been made in Japan, it would have been made in Germany, but when some of these went to Japan, the majority of the engines would have been petrol. So I take this one's got a petrol in it.
So yeah, it's got a 2-litre FSI in there.
Okay.
Non-turbo.
Slow as hell.
Slow, yeah, but reliable. It's still going all these years
Still
on,
going.
right? This vehicle's a pre-production vehicle as well. So
Pre-production.
Pre-production doesn't have any chassis numbers in there.
For people at home, what does a pre-production mean? So for you and me, we know what that is because we're in the motor trade, etc. But what is a pre-production vehicle from your point of view?
Yeah, effectively, it's a vehicle which has been produced ahead of being sold to the general public, effectively. So it is a car that might have a certain spec on there that might not be released to the general public or might have some trial stuff. But generally speaking, it hasn't been registered on the vehicle on the road. And
then you said in relation to the VIN, so basically when you guys watched my Ferrari video, my VIN number of one of the early production vehicles was 0000355, and being on a 355 replica, it made it special, but it was probably more special being an early VIN car. So what VIN number, what number on the production value of this, do we know?
So I think the last time I interrogated the control unit, it was something like 000540.
Wow.
So it's quite early on.
Wow, quite early. So first of all, first glance, it looks to me like a standard Volkswagen Touran.
Yeah.
But there are items which I don't think I've seen on a Touran before. So first of all, the front bumper, I assume the majority of that front bumper is OE and original.
Yep.
But the lower valance, you said, was slightly different.
Yeah, it looks, well, I think it's a bit different from the standard. It's got this sport sort of kick out of the
So
front.
that sort of lip.
Yeah, it's got a bit of a lip on there.
And it does feel slightly OE. It's got like a return on the edge which kind of matches the bumper contour. So I think it's an OE.
It's definitely,
part. It's not
definitely
an
an
aftermarket.
OEM part.
Okay.
It's got the VW sticker on the back of it, so when we strip them down, so yeah, definitely OE.
Perfect. Mirrors look the same.
Yeah, mirrors are all the same.
Let's talk about the moustache or the hair.
It's monobrow.
The monobrow. There we go.
So yeah, the monobrow. We looked at replacing this, and we ended up not doing that. But when we looked around, it's actually a concrete brush.
The concrete brush.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. So we decided not to replace it and just keep a bit of the patina on there.
That's it. I like that. And it looks like it's basically a single aluminium track, and the actual concrete brush part itself has been slid in the side. That is really cool. And for me, I assumed it might have been off like I don't know if you see like an 18-wheel lorry.
Yeah.
They've got a furry part around the wheel. It looks very similar to that as well. But that's fantastic. We'll have to get a measurement of that before we leave so we get it right.
And it looks like when they painted the vehicle, there's deliberate overspraying as well.
So it's sort of it's twanged his hair colour slightly.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh wow! And then inside the car, when this car arrived at Volkswagen, tell me how bad the interior was. What did it have in relation to film sort of interior? Was it very OE or was it exactly how it should be in the movie?
It was very much, there was nothing left in the vehicle. There was some seats in there. All of the flocking was stripped off the dash, so because all the glue remnants were still on the dash. You
Yep.
still see parts of that. There's no speakers or any fancy TVs in there. It was literally just a standard interior. So we've gone away, we put the interior back together. We got some apprentices to go and flock the dash with some purple material just to give it a bit more of an authentic look and feel for when we were there. But yeah, it was pretty standard inside.
And I was wondering, because obviously I don't know if it shows in the film and I'm a bad person. I don't know if the film it showed it was automatic or manual, but this car here, 6-speed manual.
Yeah,
Right, okay.
manual.
Just check this out. It is absolutely remarkable. Standard Volkswagen Touran that we all know and love here in the European side of the world. I mean, these weren't available stateside, but dual zone climate control. I mean, check that out. No sunroof. Doesn't have cruise control, I can't tell. But what a cool car. And even like I say, at the back of the car, the gentleman mentioned, no interior, no seats, nothing whatsoever. And then in the boot, this is where it's really going to come down to it. So the boot itself is so unique. And I think that is going to be one of the hardest parts
100%.
to replicate. Because that sort of boot kind of look is so unique and so different that no one's ever got that right, have they? In all the replicas that have been built over the years, no one's done that right.
No, and all the replicas I've seen, I mean, I think the knuckles, they've never been right. They've
No.
always either been too small or they've been misplaced. But yeah, the foot sticking out the back has certainly been
The hardest bit.
the clincher for it, definitely.
The spoiler one, the boot, the rear bumper still looks very OE, but once again, it's still like a lip at the bottom.
Yeah.
You've still got that OE lip with like a diffuser in the middle, and if there's a way we can try and look at that and see what part number that is, we may be able to find something. Are we able to pop the boot? It looks like there's a tag there.
Give that a little pull.
Give it a little pull. There we go. So in the boot, what I'm looking for here, and I think this vehicle must have been, like you say, a press vehicle of some variety, because I kind of assumed that the speaker system would be all in here because he gets the money out of the bag underneath the speaker. But you can't. Did you replace all this, or is this how it came?
That is how it came. That is as standard as it gets. And it's also a model with the 7 seats as well. So it is a 7 seat.
It is a 7-seat model. Okay. So this doesn't look like it's ever had the speaker system in, does it? Really?
It doesn't look like it. No.
And the only thing I can see that is slightly odd is that the floor carpet here is cut, and it's been sliced. Not the I don't know actually. That looks original because I take it the rear seats were bolted in here, and you'd have a small compartment that you can lift up. So maybe that is original. So so this production vehicle from the Fast and Furious franchise looks like it never had the fancy interior, but it did have a glued dash.
Yeah, it did have glue left on the dash.
Okay.
Definitely glue left on there. You can still see if you look in the centre console and follow your eye line up around where the
you can still see the glue
you see
there.
That is the original glue. We haven't took it off. We left it all on. And also around all of the controls, you can see that there's like glue remnants around there.
Okay.
So that is all from when we received the vehicle. We haven't put that on there.
So for me, what these cars now are very easy to get hold of. You can buy them for around the sort of £500 mark. And I think this could possibly be one of the cheapest replicas in the world to build. Not only did our doors only cost us £300, but to buy a car for £500, we're still under the £1,000 mark. Like I say, the main priority is getting these fists right, isn't it? You know, these little parts like the diffusers and stuff we can find. There's one more part on top of the boot lid, which I don't believe would be original. Unless, did they do a sporty Touran?
Well, see that there, if you just pop the boot lid.
Oh, there's a part number. Now I'm excited. Right, let me see if I can take a photo of that. We're going to get that later, but there's a Volkswagen part number printed in that spoiler. And first of all, when I got here, I assumed that spoiler was non-genuine. I kind of thought that might have been an aftermarket part that the Fast and Furious builders may have found, but that does look OE. It doesn't mean that it came on this car ever, because you might have found a part that has the same brow line on the boot lid, like a Touran van or something like that, possibly.
I've got the anorak stuff out, I'll tell you. So that is a genuine Touran part number. So we know that because the designation code for Touran is normally 1T.
Okay.
So any part number is 1T, or in this particular case, that is a genuine Touran part number. So that is made for this vehicle. Whether they ever released them, can't quite remember. But genuine.
It's absolutely amazing. Thank you so much, Johnny. And is there any other parts on the car you've in the doors? You've painted them, haven't you? They're definitely matched.
Yeah, dedicated them. But what I was going to show you, which is I always found quite interesting, was the mileage on the vehicle. 173
Are you
kilometers.
freaking kidding me? Look at that. Hey Siri, what's 173 kilometers in miles?
About 105 miles, I reckon.
He's bang on at 107.5 miles in the world. That's all this is done. And I'm gonna show you some B-roll in a minute of the glue on the dash and stuff like that. But wow, my chest is pumping. That's remarkable, isn't it?
Awesome. So you know what I mean. You don't just build a car like this and do 173 miles or 173 kilometers even.
Oh, we've got some fluff in the glove box. There's some hidden gems in here. It's been an amazing day, but the icing on the cake is going to get Lucian's 350Z in here. I mean, that car is a true replica, right? And putting it next to this is like the holy grail. It is like, I don't know, it's like meeting the Queen for the first time and realising you've got her in your pocket as well. It's quite important. Thank you so much, Johnny, and honestly, a massive thanks to Volkswagen UK. It's been an amazing opportunity to even allow us in here to number one, inspect the car, video the car, and see the car. And I think that's what you've always been about. You've always been family based. You've always been investing in the new generation, into being the new mechanics. I mean, thank you so much. I mean, what does this car mean to you? I mean, being here, working here, this must have quite a big piece in your heart.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this car, like I say, I started my apprenticeship here at Volkswagen back in 2009. I watched this car getting delivered. I watched it come off the back of the transporter when it first came down. I remember working on that vehicle. I've got pictures of me working on it, pretty sure somewhere. And I've seen this car go through everything, and to be part of something to bring this car back to life so that we can do things like this and show it off in our technical atrium. It's superb. It's a bit of motoring history, and it's something that people will never get to see really normally.
It's amazing. So remember, guys, if you are in the mechanics world and you are a mechanic and you are lucky enough to be working for Volkswagen, come and check it out here. Please do not turn up here as a member of the public. This is not achievable. You can't walk into their reception and just see this car. And what you've seen just rolling behind is another part of Tokyo Drift history. Let's go check it out. Thank you very much, Johnny, mate. Really appreciate it, mate. Look at this.
Honey, I got what you want. Give me all of your love, 'cause it's burning hot. It's what you do to me, babe, I can guarantee. Honey, I got what you need.
So it has been a remarkable day here at the Volkswagen National Learning Centre, and not only have we learned so much about our doors, that not only they're real, they're the right colour, but they are exactly genuine parts. And this car here behind you is the real car. This is a movie car, so thank you massively, Volkswagen UK. But this is Prina. How are you, Prina?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm really, really good. You've been here for a year now
Yeah.
at this actual site, and what have you been doing?
I've been working in retailer support, helping retailers, helping customers, and helping them enjoy their Volkswagen products.
That is amazing, but that isn't why you're here today on my video.
No.
You're here on my video because you are a massive Fast and the Furious fan, right?
That I am, yes.
And when you walked into this place, your head blew, right?
Saw that and tears came to my eyes.
It's amazing. So you've been here for a whole year,
Yep,
doing an internship at university.
yep,
You're going back to uni.
yeah, in September.
And how's obviously this internship been for you here at Volkswagen?
It's been great. I've met so many wonderful people, I've learnt so much about automotive industry, so I know exactly what I want to do when I come back out, and that's come back here.
It's amazing. But not only today have you been filming with us with this amazing car,
Yep.
there's another car over there that you want to take a ride in, right?
Yep, the beautiful 350Z from DK's car, basically.
It's amazing. We're going to pull some strings. We're going to get Lucy in to take her out in it. Thank you so much for your time, and
Thank you for
it's been an
having me.
honour to sort of spend some time with you, and you know, you show us around the car with your team. But thank you very much.
Thank you for coming. It's been a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you very much. We're going to end on an amazing montage of Lucian taking this lovely Prina up the road in the 350Z. It's been an amazing day. Going to end the credits with a rollout, but guys, I'll see you on the next episode of Make or Break. In the description and the comments below, I need to know if I should be building this car. Am I putting those doors on the car? Are we going to get a 3D scanner that's sat at home watching the video to come out and analyse these parts and remodel them on a 3D printer? Are we going to build this car? Should we take it back to LA? Guys, thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye for now.
Go best friend. That's my best friend. Go best friend. That's my best friend. That's my best friend. Go best friend. That's my best friend. Go best friend. That's my best friend. That's my best friend. That's my best friend. To the end, me and you. If you spend.
Thanks for watching, guys. But now what you got to do is hit that subscribe button, followed by the bell icon. What the bell icon allows you to do is let you know when we release new videos every single week, including this crazy video with Snoop Dogg's Cadillac Coupe de Ville. We're also available on amazing platforms like Facebook, YouTube Shorts, Instagram, and even TikTok. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week. Keep being amazing.
Started like a real new anthem. Shawty saw my wallet, now she think a new ransom. Whoa, telling me she wanted me to hammer. Trying to get saved, baby, I am not the answer. No.